welcome back to All You Can Colts. It's your boy Harrison, and we go ahead and recap the first two games of the season. Before we get started, go ahead and like, subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel and comment. So if you agree or disagree, let me know, and we'll talk about it. Maybe you're right, maybe I'm right. That's the beauty and the joy of this. So let's go ahead and start with the recap. So first two games of the year. We didn't start off to what we thought the first two games would end up looking like. So Carson has shown he's a starting QB in the league again. So that's nice. We see him do a lot of plays that even Phil Rivers would not be able to get away with. Definitely holds the ball a little longer so we get the big play. But those have been few and far between. But he's looking to get that done. So it's only first two games. I'm sure you're Frank Reich and him's go ahead and work that out. And hopefully as the season goes on, we'll start looking better and better on the offensive end because Lord knows we need help. We need help. So right now it's slow, but I have faith that we'll get it rolling. We usually have these slow starts. I don't know what it is. Ever since Frank Reich been the head coach, we start slow, and then by the end of the year, we're in the mix and finishing and trying to get into playoffs. So looks like different year, same old story. Hopefully we finish strong though. Still have hope we'll make it to the playoffs. Man, it's looking bleak. But I am happy to see Carson Wentz does not look like the Carson Wentz we saw last year in Philly. Whew. Worst quarterback in the league with all those turnovers. But so far, he's shown he is capable starting QB, and hopefully it only gets better from there. I gotta say the next point from what I observed from the first two games, the O-line is injured, man, and it shows. We got our left tackle Eric Fisher. He just returned back from a torn Achilles, so he had surgery during the offseason, right before the Super Bowl. And he just came back last week for the first time ever versus the Rams. He looked kind of good. They only let him play a little bit more than half of his total snaps, but in the snaps he did play, he looked good. So we needed that. We needed a real left tackle back in there. So he's coming back from injury, so we gotta give him a little time until he becomes 100%. Our left guard, Big Q, Quentin Nelson, he's coming back from injury. He just had foot surgery last month, a few weeks ago, 5-6 weeks ago. So, and then he has to go deal with the big old Aaron Donald last week. So we gotta give him a little bit of slack. He did good, I don't see anybody doing a better job than what he did against Aaron Donald. He definitely gave Aaron Donald a handful, so I definitely expect more out of Big Q, but he's been the only solid offensive lineman so far that we could rely on. He's still not all pro form just yet because that recent foot surgery, but I expect as the season goes on, hopefully he'll get stronger. I know he has a back issue too, so we all know how back pain goes. They just show when they want. Next position is our center, Ryan Kelly. Man, that's another Pro Bowler. He been dealing with some injuries. I'm like, man, we can't catch a break. That's the whole left to middle of the O-line right there. Left tackle, left guard, center. All been injured, all trying to come back and fight through it. Doing okay, but it's showing. We're not the top 3 offensive line we were last year. We need help. And then the last position on the line is our right tackle, Braden Smith. He didn't even play last week. He has a foot injury and a hand injury he's dealing with that kept him out. I don't know if he's coming back this week versus the Titans. We're all just hoping and praying we get him back because, oh man, Julian Davenport, come on. I don't even know how he's in the league. He's terrible. We have unreliable tackles, our backup tackles, just, oh my gosh. So due to our injured starters, we got to play them. And when they're in, man, the opposing defenses know They're picking on Julian Davenport the whole game, all game long. Wherever he's at, that's where the blitz is coming from. They're rushing from that side. They know he can't slow down anybody. It could be a backup DN on the other team. He ain't gonna stop him. He'll put his hand out, fall out position. The guy's going right by him. The juke move and he's out. Right? I don't even know how he's on the roster, but we, I guess we needed that much help for the offensive tackle spot. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I just hope Brandon Smith comes back. If he comes back, all right, that's much better than Davenport. We have a shot. We can actually hold the D-line for maybe 3 seconds. Give 3 seconds for the play to develop. Man. So please, guys, get healthy soon. We need you out there. Because we invested a lot on our old line. So when they hurt like this, oh man, that's usually the group, the position group we rely on. So we need them back. Carson Wentz got hit like 22 times already. It's only like two games played. Already got hit 22 times. That's more than Andrew Luck got hit. So he's on pace to smash Luck's record. We saw what happened with Luck. After you get hit so many times by 200-300 pound linebackers, you know, he got millions in the bank. You start considering, do I really need football? Because I'm tired of being in a training room all week long, getting rehab, just to go back on field on Sunday and get hit 10, 12 times. It's ridiculous. So we need to get that fixed. So my solution or suggestion, it ain't gonna be a solution, but they try to think anything that could help right now. What we need to do is we have to play safe and a boring brand of offense for a while if we want to at least get back to 500. You know, so that gives some time to give our key guys some time to heal, and we stay in games because we have Frank Wright that's just blowing these fourth down calls. We need to get the points at this point. So the only few highlights so far worth talking about is Zach Pascal. He's looking good. Looks great. Already got 3 touchdowns in the first 2 games of the season. He's been reliable the first 2 games. That's basically Carson Wentz's go-to guy in the red zone because he's the one catching touchdowns right now. So Zach Pascal's looking good. And then Michael Pittman's finally showing up. So he's taking the next step. You know, I can't say he's breaking out yet, but he's taking the next step in year 2 of his career, you know. Last year's a rookie. So this year it looks like, all right, he's going in the right direction. T.Y. might be passing that torch over to him this season. T.Y.'s been injured too. We haven't seen him play yet. So hopefully once T.Y. comes back, that definitely helps solidify a receiving core right now. But yeah, Pittman had 8 catches for 123 yards, so I can't complain. He kept us alive last game. He was the reason. Big catches and critical moments. We stayed alive, and then the fourth quarter it started going downhill at the very end of the game. So it's looking positive, at least compared to the Seahawks game for the first week. First week was terrible. Second week it was all right. They only won by 3 points. It was a grinded out game. We fought the whole time. We didn't give up. And then unfortunately, Aaron Donald, 300-pound, Aaron Donald rolled Carson Wentz's ankle one too many times, and he was out. He couldn't finish last drive. He tried. You know, training staff is not having it because we know it's a battle. Just we got to win the war. So we can't let him go on 2 bad ankles in the last 2 minutes of the game when he could barely move, and all you have to do is do a quick twitch to the right, a quick twitch to the left, and then your foot goes somewhere it's not supposed to, and boom, now you're out for the season. Now the whole season's lost. So I'm not mad that Carson couldn't finish the 2 minutes, you know, to win the game. It would have been nice, but 2 sprained ankles? I had 1 sprained ankle before, and I was out. You ain't get me back in the game. 2? Oh man, I know those boys take morphine, but man, you got put on, you got double the dosage or something, and then you risk injury. So it's not worth it because it gets worse if you're playing injured. You kind of overcompensate and you kind of try not to put too much weight, and then now you get injured in another place. Now your hammies hurting, or you got a calf tear, and boom, 6 weeks later, month later, 3 months later, you're out, So I understand they didn't want to risk Carson, especially at this point in the season, still early, and we could still turn things around. But yeah, Carson's been pretty good. He's currently ranked the 16th best QB right now, so sounds a whole lot better than being last place like he was in Philly to me. He's not top 5, top 10 yet, but I'll take 16th compared to Jacob Eason. So it's tough right now, but I think Carson could definitely, if things start rolling forward and rolling how they're supposed to be, and we start getting healthy and guys start coming back from injury, ready to go, he'll get that 16th to 12th or 10th, maybe even creep up to 8, because he got the arm talent. We see him let it fly. He's mobile. Oh man, last week he got at least 3 sacks. Got underneath arm tackles, and the defensive ends come in. He jukes them out, breaks one tackle. I'm like, man, it's nice to watch, but he can't break them all. And when they get a hold of him, they put their whole weight on him, and he feels it because he got 2 bum ankles now. So he could have at least got 6 sacks last week, cut down to 3. I see him juke out of 3 myself. So he has a lot of Andrew Luck in him. He does not want to go down. He fights to try to get the play completed no matter what. At this point, though, he's 28. He can't do that too much longer. I know he used to do that in high school, got away with it. Went to college, got away with it, He's a big man. Was he 6'5", like 240? So he's used to kind of leaning on people and getting, his way, out physical then. But that doesn't work in NFL. Not against big boy D linemen and linebackers, even safeties. You don't want no parts of those hits. So it's about time to pick and choose when to just call it quits, throw the ball away, live to fight another day, because you can't handle all those hits. You ain't going to make it to 33. You see how long Brady's playing. He's 44. Come on. You can't even dream about making it that far in your career, getting hit this many times. Brady doesn't. So, hopefully he could just get to 30-something at this rate. So hopefully the injuries don't keep piling up. He has a whole bunch so far. But if we could keep him upright, he should hopefully stay durable the rest of the year. It's tough, Mr. Glass. It's not easy, Some people are built a little different than others. The bones are a little softer. The ligaments are not, in the exact position some other people's are. So I don't know what it is, but Carson does get injured quite often, and Frank Wright has to have a game plan to keep him safe and protected, because he's not going to make it through the year if he's letting juke Aaron Donald out there and try to go underneath arm tackles of defensive ends, which worked a couple times. He's like Houdini out there sometimes. Thought the sack was for sure happening. Then, he's still up, and he threw the ball. The linemen are mad. So next time, they're like, okay, he just robbed me of a sack. You robbed me of a sack. That could have been an extra $1 million on my next contract. Because of you, I didn't get that. So next time they get their hands on him, he feels it. So we got to start gaining some rhythm and keeping our drives going. And Frank Reich, he got to take the points, man. He got to take the points. Until we need the fourth down, like we need it to win the game. We don't need to take them in the first, second quarter. Come on, man. We lost by 3 points last week. And the week before that against the Seahawks, we're in the game till about fourth quarter. Once the fourth quarter once the fourth quarter happens, stuff start going wrong. Um, we could have used those extra field goals if he took them, and we could have been in the game to the end. But too many mistakes just kept on happening. So I see that we're in the games, but we just don't know how to win them right now. We're not good enough to beat the teams that are supposedly better than us. Um, so if you can't beat the teams that are better than you, how do you expect to get to the mountaintop? So you gotta start beating them. So if we want to turn this season around, those are what I suggest. If Frank Wright needs any type of assistance, I'm here for you, man. Like, I'm watching these games. It's tough. I don't think he takes anybody's opinions into consideration because he's been doing a lot of the same mistakes for years now, and nobody really checks him. Goes for fourth downs like it's nothing in the first quarter, second quarter when they're not needed, and doesn't convert. Like, he hasn't converted any fourth downs in the first two games, and he's taken about 3 or 4 of them. So he's just leaving points on the board right now. We can't do that when we're losing by a little bit of margin, and we can't score touchdowns like that. It's not like we have the offense to score 35 points a game. The defense is reeling. Our DBs are hurt. We don't got Xavier Rhodes out there. We need him. That's our cornerback one. Like, he's it. He's the one that kind of takes out the big play receiver, and we have Kenny Moore helping on the slot guy. So we definitely need him back. It's showing because they're taking shots downfield with Cooper Kupp, Tyler Lockett, and they're connecting. They're hitting home. So that's what I got about the recap for week 1 and 2. I'll definitely be doing another video next week. See how we do against the Titans, and hopefully we'll be first place in the division, baby. Because Titans are 1-1 and we're 0-2. So if we beat them next week, 1-2, they're 1-2, back in the captain's seat. All right, so hopefully I'll come back smiling next week, so a little gloomy like the beginning of the show. Till next time, it's your boy Harrison on All You Can Colts.